Hi, Tamir. You have been in the hair replacement business for 28 years. What makes your hair systems better than other hair replacement centers?
Yes, I've been in the hair business for 28 years, and yes, 28 years ago, the system that we were selling were not the greatest system because that's all we had out back then. Um, and I wanted to improve those systems, so I checked around factory who can actually makes me a system, a hair system that doesn't look like a hairpiece. I mean, if you're gonna wear a hairpiece that looks like a hairpiece, then don't wear it. So I started researching company who would actually makes me hair system that we can inject the hair one at a time. It will look like the hair growing out of your scalp, have a really fine hairline that it won't be detected to the human eyes. So I had to develop a system that's not built on a mesh, because when any hair system that built on the entire mesh, hard to keep up, there is a knot, hair likes to fall off, the hair doesn't react as like your hair growing out of your scalp. You have to have hair that grow out of a skin base, not out of a lace base. And the reason we also did that is when you hear those systems into your head, you gotta use adhesive, you gotta use tape. Anytime you're gonna have lace throughout your head, the adhesive would run through the system and make a big mess with all the adhesive going into your hair. It's not comfortable, it's not clean. So I developed a hair system where it's built from a skin base where the glue basically never get involved with your hair, and it's always clean. There's no tangles, very minor hair loss, because every hair system lose their hair over the years or over the months. But when you don't have any adhesive running through the hair, you're not going to lose as much hair. So it gives you a longevity of hair system, cleaner hair look. And when people are going to look at you closer and run their finger into your hair, it's a lot more easier to run your finger on a smooth base than something that like chicken wire. It won't be as rough. And I created those systems, and let me tell you, since I put those on people's head, they're so extremely happy, especially if they used to wear the lace pieces before.
What type of hair do you use for your hair systems?
Well, that's a good question. You know, a lot of people ask me, what kind of hair are you going to put on me? Now, when I look at the client, if the client is a Caucasian guy and he have very fine hair, I would definitely use European hair, because European hair is very fine. You cannot use Asian hair on European guy, because then the hair texture will be different. The thickness of the hair of the European are really fine compared to the Asian hair. So I would definitely be using European hair. For, let's say, a Middle Eastern guy that comes to us and have a coarse hair, I would have to use Middle Eastern hair. It's more like Italian hair, something that's a little more coarse, so it'll match his own living hair. If you're gonna have a hair system that have two different texture, it's gonna look like you're wearing something. That's why it's really important to match the color, the texture, and the size of the unit that will fit your head. And that's why we match the hair to the client, you know, and make sure that the hair will just match the color and texture.
What's the price range for a hair system, and how much does the service cost?
Well, a hair system could cost anywhere from $500 and up, and it all depends on the size of the hair system, the length of the hair, because we measure the hair and then we can determine by having the client hair and matching the size of his head and the system, and then we can tell you exactly how much your system will be. But it's anywhere from $500 and up. Normally it's $65 for men's hair system to clean the system, clean the client's head, put it back together, and style and cut the client's hair, because it will grow over 4 weeks. And for ladies, we charge $75. The same thing, we clean the lady's head, We clean the system and we put it back and we cut in her hair that grows, and then we style in her hair. People that come to my studio basically shopped around and they look at other studios before they came to me, and they need to know why my system are better, and they ask me a lot of questions about my prices and everything, because a lot of the people that come to me used to be locked up on a contract. They still have to go to those places because they're locked up on a contract. I want people to feel comfortable when they come to my place. I don't like to lock anybody on a contract. I don't like to charge them monthly fee on their credit card. I want people to love coming here, you know. So when we do a custom made or any system that we sell here, a customer can come anytime they want. If they want to come in 4 weeks to get it serviced, 2 months later or 3 months later, that's fine with us. We don't like to lock them up, because if they don't like your work, why would you want to lock them up? I'm so confident my job is so good, so I don't have to lock them up on a contract. So we provide a good system where they want to come here and service it and not go somewhere else and get it serviced. And the good thing is that when people come here, it's very confidential. I show them what they should wear. I show them where the hairline should be. You know, I show them the system before they're gonna purchase it. I don't want to show them something 2 months later, that's how it's gonna look. You know, when they already put the deposit and everything. I want them to see the system, how naturally looks before we order. We have a lot of samples here, so people can at least feel them and be confident that they're buying something they're gonna love later on. So everything up in the open. We don't have any secrets here. So I want people to feel confident with me. So that's why people like to come back and do the service here. And that's what I have to say about our services.
Why are custom units better than any other systems I can buy on the internet for a lower price? Well,
when a client calls us and he asked me the same question, why I can buy a system over the internet for a lot cheaper than what you offer for the stock, I mean, your custom system, then let me explain you. In order to get something to feel right on your head and to match your own living hair, you cannot buy something over the internet and hope that this thing is going to fit you right and the hair texture will be the same thing, the color will match. You're basically taking a chance by buying something from the internet. You're throwing good money into bad money because you're not sure, and then try to take this thing and send it back. You'll never get back your money. By you personally coming to my place, my studio, and me measuring your hair, putting a mold that will fit exactly your head, matching the hair color, the texture, the density of your hair, because you cannot have more hair on top of your head than you have on the side. You always have to have it a little thinner. And a stock unit, they don't do this for you. If you want to wear a hair system that look like a hairpiece, you can get it from the internet and it's not going to look good. With my experience, you got to do the custom made. It'll fit your head like a glove. You're not going to have wrinkle on your head. You're not going to have hair loss because you don't know what you buy on the internet. When you come to our studio, we'll make sure everything will look good. It's like you can't buy a pants that fits all. You know, in reality, it doesn't work that way. So the same with custom made system. You want to buy something that will match and look good on your hair. Just don't jeopardize your look for the price you're paying.
Tamir, you claim that your hair systems don't have tangles. How's that?
The reason our hair system doesn't tangle is because the way we build our system is the way we take it out of the human hair, roots to end. We don't mix the hair. We put it directly the way we take it out of the human hair and we inject them right into the system. So basically the roots will be in the base of the system and the ends will be at the end of the system. The minute you start mixing hair, you're going to get a lot of tangles because hair could not be mixed. And if you're going to take hair and mix it and put it into a lace system, you're going to have to remove the cuticle in order not to get tangles. And that's why you can buy a lot of system on the internet for a lot cheaper than a custom made that we make, because this is a mixed hair that been cutically removed in order not to be tangled. But the problem is, when you buy a system that had a cuticle removed from the hair, in time when you wash your hair, the cuticle will swallow again, and then you're going to get tangles. Our system would always not be tangles, because the way we build them like the way it grows out of your hair. So we don't buy mixed hair, and that's why our custom made system never tangles, and we guarantee it.
How long does it take for a custom system to be made, ordered, and installed?
Well, normally to make a custom made system takes anywhere between 6 weeks and 8 weeks. And when the system arrive here, we usually call the client, they come over. It takes about an hour to get it cut and fitted to your head. And we also do have stock unit that we sell here. They're very good system. Those stock unit is basically for people that cannot afford custom made unit, but we pick the best custom stock unit that are out there in the market for people that cannot afford the custom unit. So, our hair system is for everyone's pocket. And the most important thing is that you look good when you come out of here, and nobody can spot you that you're wearing a hair system. Because if you get it out of here and you look like you're wearing a hair system, you're going to attract bad attention. So I would never let a client leave my shop, and embarrass himself with a hairpiece that look like a hairpiece. And that's why I've been in this business for 28 years, and I'm planning to do it until I retire. And hopefully everybody's going to continue living here looking very natural.
How often is the maintenance service needed?
Well, maintenance, it all depends on the client. If the client is a very active person and he likes to swim, he likes to shower every day twice, he likes to go into sauna, those people are going to have to come anywhere between 3 weeks to 4 weeks. If a client have very dry scalp, usually they last longer, because oily scalp obviously break the adhesive faster. So it could be anywhere from 3 weeks to 6 weeks, but it all depends on the customer's skin, and his lifestyle.
How does one deal with sweat?
Well, the good thing about our system is when we have a skin-based system, a lot of people ask me, you're going to have a skin-based system sitting on my head. I'm going to sweat a lot between, the system and my scalp. So actually, you're going to sweat a lot more with a lace system. It doesn't make sense in reality, but if you're going to put a lace system on your head, first of all, it's going to feel roughness on your head, because lace is not a smooth product. If you're going to put a skin-based system on your head and you're going to glue it directly to your skin, and there's no air pocket and there's no air in between the system, there is no sweating. It's like putting a Band-Aid on your head. You don't sweat underneath a Band-Aid because there's no air going in between. If you're going to put anything that like a cap or lace system, there's always going to be air. And the minute there is air in between your system and your skin, then you're going to develop sweat in there. So our system, a lot more cooler, a lot more lighter, but you're going to have to come to your service when the system starts loosening up from your head. That's when you're going to start sweating, because now air goes in between it. So in order for you to keep it up without the sweating, when it's time to get a service, go and get it done. Then you eliminate that problem.
On average, how long do the custom system last?
That's a good question. System usually lasts anywhere between 6 months to a year, but that's also depend on the customer lifestyle. If a customer likes to swim and he's in a chlorine water, a customer likes to blow dry the hair every day, those systems not going to last long, Customer that, work in the office is not a construction guy and always under air condition, those probably system would last up to a year. So it's all depend on your lifestyle. Anybody that's going to be active, obviously very active in their lifestyle, they're going to have to buy more system. So that's the answer for this one. To any of the client out there that are researching for hair system and researching throughout the internet, I think your best bet is to come here and hear from me and get my advice. Even if you're not going to buy from us, at least you get advice what you need to get. There's a lot involved in buying a hair system. It's your texture, it's your color, it's the size, it's the density. So how could you determine all this stuff if you just buy it on the internet? You can come to us, we'll give you all that. We'll show you what's your density and your hair color and what type of hair do you have. I think after 28 years, I can give somebody great ideas of what to get. Even if they're not going to get it from me, it's for free. It's a consultation, and you're free to shop around. And then you can determine at the end really what will be the best thing for you. For everybody out there that research and looking for the best thing for them, please stop over here and we'll love to give you the best advice so you can determine what's the best thing for you. I'll be glad to help you. So you're more than welcome to call me and come into your free consultation. Thank you.